Hello everyone, it is Joe here from OmniPoke, the channel that brings you guys everything Pokemon. If you're looking for PTCGO codes, including the stuff from Silver Tempest, make sure you check out the Potown store. You can get a 5% discount on your orders using that code OmniPoke. For today's video, we are going to be looking at Vikavolt V. It's actually won 2 regionals in the Silver Tempest format and also got a second place finish, so Vika is really finding its place in the format. Silver Tempest seems to have helped it out quite a bit. Where there's Paralyzing Bolts, locking out items is really important in the metagame. It is a huge headache for Lost Box variants. It can also be an issue for Lugia when you're denying Evo Incense, you're denying all the Ball Search cards, and ultimately trying to make it more difficult for the opponent to use that Summoning Star. And of course, we are hitting for weakness for a majority of situations. Obviously, you can deal with Dunsparce pretty easily with a Paralyzing Bolt. We can hit 60 quite happily with Zapdos, and then be hitting for weakness throughout the game, not only with the Super Zap Cannon, but also with Raikou V in the deck. So we can use this Paralyzing Bolt to slow down the opponent, and then we can capitalize and just sort of tempo out in a lot of situations by going aggressive with Super Zaps or with the Raikou V that we have in the deck list. The one we're looking at today is going to be focusing with Aerodactyl VSTAR as well, and the idea being if you go first, you can try and get your Aerodactyl VSTAR powered up before the Lugia is able to Summoning Star, and if they can't Summoning Star, their deck basically doesn't function. So Vikavolt is really going to help carry the Paralyzing Bolt, really important against Lost Box, like I mentioned, really big into Reggies and a handful of other things here and there. Very, very strong card overall. And the way we power this up is by having Water Energies in the deck, as well as Melony, allowing us to accelerate a Water and draw 3 cards. Actually, draw power is one of the biggest selling points of this deck. You have Speed Lightning Energies, we have Greninja, we have Melony, we have Trekking Shoes, and we have Mew from Celebrations with that Mysterious Tail to dig into the deck 6 cards deep and choose an item card and put it directly into the hand. So we naturally just kind of grow our hand size very often. You can really sit on large hand sizes, definitely against the likes of Lost Box, which doesn't have much hand disruption, and even Lugia only plays a couple Marnies, and when we're item locking them out of Ball Search to Lumineon and such, it can be hard for them to find it at the opportune moment. So typically we actually sit with pretty large hand sizes as everything just says draw, so we just keep cycling lower and lower and having large hand sizes, which is great. Like I said, the Aerodactyl, really helpful card in here. Rock Crush might actually be important for the mirror match, so something that you shouldn't sleep on these days. But also the V-Star here has that Ancient Star attack, which gives us the ability that says that your opponent's Pokemon V have no effect. Only the Aerodactyl has its own ability. So yeah, can shut down an opponent. Obviously Lugia is the main one we're trying to shut down here, and it can be very helpful in that regard. Sometimes you can randomly catch Mews off guard as well, deny all their Genesect draws, but typically I think we're looking for a different avenue, and that's with Drapion with that Wild Style, which gets its attack cost reduced, and you can one-shot thanks to weakness. We have a Ditto V in the deck, V transformation, allowing us to essentially reuse a couple of our V Pokemon, because we are a deck that can take many different forms, similar to a Ditto really, based on what matchup we're up against. So sometimes you'll recycle Drapion a second time, sometimes you'll recycle Raikou V with that Lightning Rondo, really solid option here again, just an attachment plus Melony away from swinging with this card, and also of course can be additional Vikavolts if we are in the Lost Box and other matchups and you just want to keep that lock going the entire game. So that's really the Pokemon. We have the Ditto to really supplement the lower counts that we have going on in the list. We have, like I said, Mew, pretty much our best lead, and Greninja just helping us cycle through the deck. We have some damage modifiers in Zigzagoon and Zapdos, both really important cards, really. The Vikavolt is able to hit 60 damage with a lightning symbol in play, which is just 10 short of Comfey. So you can Zigzagoon ping them going back into your turn, so you can ping and force something else into the active position. Of course, the main reason we would want to do this is that Comfey likes to dance, right? It likes to use net over and over again, ropes, switches, all that good stuff. But Item Lock says no to all of those things, and it's very rare that a Lost Box player, without the help of Mirage Gate and without the help of all their switch cards, can afford to manually attach to move their Comfey. And if they are doing that, we can get them later with Zigzagoon anyway. So really nice card to really trap those Lost Box players and really deny their pressure. Also, thanks to Cramorant having weakness, a Zapdos pushes Vikavolt, so does a Zigzagoon to be fair, into taking a one-shot with a Paralyzing Bolt. It also means that we can like two-shot Reggies, again with the Zapdos Zig combo, Paralyzing Bolt, and that's actually a really important thing for the deck as well, because we can struggle against the Reggie deck. You just have to make sure that you target down the same Reggie as often as possible, because of course you're shutting down Ornery Rods from them. So as long as you can like stop one Reggie in its tracks and not just getting blown away by the tempo of whichever one they're attacking with, you should be pretty good. I've made a couple of changes. I'm kind of a midway point between the most recent winning list as well as the original second place list. So a bit of a midway point where I am playing the additional switch card, but I am playing just a 3 Mew and a 3rd VIP pass and just playing 2 Quick Balls. So a few different just counts, really. I think the biggest thing that I wanted to squeeze into the deck was a second Training Court. Training Court just being so good at continually psyching Greninja, but also allowing us to have abilities throughout the game. Of course, Mew will oftentimes play a lot of Path. Reggies can also play a lot of Path, so re-enabling our Greninja is nice. And of course, against Mew, we need abilities from Drapion and from Ditto a lot of the time, or even having like Dig with Greninja and Raikou if we're going for Cross Switcher Gust plays on their Genesects. That can all be really important. You just want to dig and not stop digging. So Training Court, one of my favourite cards in the format right now, to be honest with you. For any decks that do play basic energy, you just take full advantage of it, and there aren't many decks that can take advantage of it themselves, so it's almost like a one-sided effect, which is just so big for the 60. We are playing a Judge instead of a Mani just to get around Oranguru. We're playing 1 Forest Seal Stone that can allow us to get anything straight into the hand, which is obviously very nice. You will only use the V-Star power on Aerodactyl in the Lugia matchup for the most part, so giving yourself a V-Star power to just grab anything to allow this combo to happen that little bit more is always nice. So yeah, the deck looks kind of strange on paper, but we have obvious game plans into Mew, obvious game plans into Lost Box and Reggies, and an obvious game plan certainly going first into Lugia. Going second, it's a little bit more dicey. You need to really hope that the Paralyzing Bolt can slow people down, or that Raikou can get in with big damage and sort of tempo out on them. So it does force good hands from the opponent, because otherwise you can just capitalize on that really quickly. So, like I said, we have to start respecting the Vikavolt. I mean, it's won 2 regionals and got a second place already, so Silver Tempest seems to be the revival of the Vikavolt. So let's see how far we can do with it today. As I think we're going to be up against an Arceus toolbox if I know the Twitter handle right here. Seen it a few times. And if it is an Arceus deck, it's pretty bad for our Vikavolt deck. Yeah, it is going to be an Arc deck. Alright, our starter's good at least. We don't play any damage mod tool, so I feel like going Sealstone active, Attach active. I could Sealstone Ultra Ball and just get Greninja down, and then I can Crobat. I could also definitely think about getting Aerodactyl involved in this matchup because it does hit for weakness. So I think our first action is just Sealstoning, honestly. Star Alchemy. And let's have a look at the deck. Alright, so we do have our 1/1 Aero package. I could just go... It's weird to want to Ultra Ball here to minus more cards for Crobat, but I could just go Greninja Dactyl here. Is our fighting energy in the deck? It is. Okay. I think this is our best move. Because Aero can, of course, put a lot of pressure on. If I attach turn 1 to the Aerodactyl, it pressurizes the arc quite well. To only allow, you know, 1 Trinity Charge or 1 Trinity Nova. So I'm going to play like this. And I guess I'll just pass here for now. It's not looking great, but we have a decent amount of push potential next turn with Crobat plus concealed cards. I can always back out of the plan and try and just Paralyzing Bolt the active depending on how they play their turn. Also, this is kind of like a free attachment for us, because I can just Melony turn 2 anyway. typically what we look to do. So in the Arceus toolbox, what do they have that's really scary against us? Probably their own Aerodactyl could be an issue. And Flying Pikachu could be an issue for us if they are ballooning. I do play Cross Switcher Boss, though, so I can sort of get around it. We're going to get Marnied, which isn't the worst thing for us. Like I said, we had some push potential, and a lot of energy in the hand, but we didn't actually have exactly what we wanted just yet. It's not the worst hand to go into. I feel like I want to Crobat for the full 6, for 5 here. Training Court, Ultra Ball away both of these. And Crobat up for 6 and see what's what. For 5, I should say. Because if I can get this Aerodactyl attack, it's absolutely insane for me, right? Let's Training Court Greninja first. Hit Escape Rope, which is interesting me, especially with Air Balloon Mew. So I think I want to do the Rope Mew first, because I still need to hit Energy Attachment this turn. So let's play the Rope. It means I'm probably not going for an Aero attack. It means I'm probably just Paralyzing Bolting. Could easily go into the Pikachu here. It will take some damage. And they only have a 4-card hand from Marnie. There's no guarantees that they have V-Star. Oh, interesting. They go into Aero. I'm going to try and take an item out of the deck here so I have better odds of drawing into energy. Do I get rid of this Quick Ball? No, I think I just take a piece to hand. And then we'll Shoo. That's an easy choice. Alright, nice. We hit energy, so I can Melony to Vika here. We do draw into our cross switches, which is really interesting for next turn as well. Alright, not bad. Small consideration there to net and bank 1 more energy just in case I get Marnied again. But alright, we do get judged. Kind of probably should have done the net play, honestly, thinking about it now. Just bank the energy for hand disruption, but either way. Alright, Stadium goes regardless. So I feel a lot less good about the discard here with Greninja. I probably just want to attach to Aerodactyl and sit on a dead hand. I could always net Mew and Lumineon, but Melony's not open. So I suppose I should be evolving. Actually, no, I'm item locking, right? So there's no threat of me getting KO'd. I should just attach and bolt again. Alright. Seems fine. They're just going to cycle with Marnie again. We'll take it. This time we get into Boss and Shoes. Pretty interesting combination. They have a lot of hand disruption in their deck. Just trying to stop any combo being made. They're still missing V-Star? Really? Alright, definitely like seeing Water Energy, so I could Greninja draw now. It opens up Melony to be a playable. Definitely want to take this Cross Switcher. They now have a pay retreat option to attack with an Arc, but I'm not too afraid of it, to be honest. So we're just going to keep bolting. There, they are going to Trinity Charge. Was really hoping for a draw there that got me into good shape. I need to hold Cross Switcher Boss for the Flying Peak. So I can Super Zap Cannon it. I don't think there's anything I want from this Mew other than my last E-Search, so that's not a great play. I think I just have to Bolt again. We've managed to get a lot of free damage in, but they are representing a big threat now. The only saving grace is that it is weak to lightning. If they do just retreat and balloon here, I'm probably forced into the Cross Switcher play. Let's see. Just a Power Edge, okay. Let's play the shoe. Oh my god. Okay, we will definitely draw that card. So I think we are just gonna knock out Pikachu. Looking like a good play for me. Do I like Cross Switchers more than Boss? I think I like Boss more here. Let's zap. And I suppose I should be playing around Fan of Waves. Because sometimes they can play Fan of Waves Shadow Rider as a package. Alright, so the Arceus can come in and get a response. But we are representing an Aerodactyl Rock Crush KO. Looks like they're looking to recycle the Pikachu here. Definitely reasonable. Is it finally time to V-Star power? They almost definitely need to hand disrupt us here, so it's got to be like another Judge / Marnie, plus get their Flying Peak re-established, right? Yep. So our Marnie is cycled to the... Sorry, our Melony is cycled to the bottom, but... we do get into some energies, which is nice. The Flying P is being rebuilt, as expected. There's a fish coming down. Just a hand, okay. Alright, this Vikavolt bought us a lot of time. It got 4 bolts in and then a super zap straight after that. Pretty intense. What do I want to draw into most? I guess Ball Search cards are good here because I can fish. But it would be my board space. But I guess I do have Scoop Up Net. So I am going to conceal before the Mew. Yeah, Ball Search is good here. Let's search for Fish and Melony. And ideally, I want to Melon. Actually, I'm gonna tail first because it does instruct where I want my Ball Search to be. So I'm gonna take an easy fodder here. And I think I am just going to go Fish Melon. My ideal situation is that I find another search card so I can get Vika established and net something up and get an attachment in. Training Court opens up the space, but I don't have much else I want to do. Let's thin this. Do I want a Training Court attached to the fish now? I guess as a play. And we'll take the big Aerodactyl swing, I suppose. Lots of speed lightning energies coming to our hand. Look how much Greninja value we're getting next turn. Insane. So Flying Peak is back. It's built, it's ready to go. In terms of a prize race, it feels pretty bad for them to go for Greninja, but it might be their safest play. Another Hand Disruptor could be good here if they judge again. Yeah, it's going to be 4th Marnie. Look at my stupid hand. Oh dear. Have all of our cross switches. They're going to pit away Training Court, makes sense. Alright, and just swing into the active. Melony is great. I currently don't need to manually attach, but I am running low on... Well, I guess I still have all of those speed lightnings, right? There's a Cross Switcher. And there's the others. So we can bring up the Dactyl and crush it with some rocks. Alright, a strange matchup. We're both doing very similar things, really. We're both random checkmate decks, but they just took way too long to find their V-Star. Item lock just seemed to crumb them, however many times they shuffled cards. They saw, what, like 20 cards before they V-Starred? That's just, like, such low odds. I suppose that's the power of item lock. Let's try and find one of the top 3 decks in the format instead of more anti-meta stuff. Alright, gonna lead out with the Vikavolt. Our hand isn't looking too shabby. Basically just missing a water to really unlock the hand to get a turn 1 Paralyzing Bolt play off. And looks like we're up against Lost Box. You'll love to see it. Good opener for them. The VIP gamer. Let's see. The usual suspects. Oh, nice. Okay. Very good news for him. This guy is weak to lightning, don't forget. It's another benefit of Vikavolt Zapdos combo. They're going to cash in with as many items as they can, because they have to assume this is their only turn with them of the entire game. Throws away Colress. Better than Colress. Wow. That's scary. Some Quick Ball. It's going to be Raikou. Raikou, one of the tankier Pokemon to deal with. I have to two-shot that. They even establish Air Balloon. That's really nice for them. Later down the line, of course. All of these selects seem pretty good for me. The Lost Zone ones. Alright, do I start with Crobat or Speed Lightning? Ultra Ball away, Mew and Aerodactyl. And Bat keeping the Quick Ball open for discard synergy. Now that I picked up Mew, I'm kind of interested in the Speed Lightning first. Okay. So now we definitely bench Mew. We're definitely playing the Ultra. I think it's these two that go. And I think the Fish also goes here. Oh no, I need to keep the ball around for the discard synergy. Oh, I suppose I could Quick Ball out Greninja, and that keeps my discard synergy. Yeah. Alright, so looks like it's a big 4-card dig to try and find a water. We only have 3 in the deck. Never lucky. I can Greninja. Oh, you love to see that. Let's do it this way around. That's so much cycle. Let's get rid of Mew. Definitely just getting second Vika here. Keep my last... Oh no, I need to keep a space open for Zigzagoon, right? So I just take Goon to hand, play the Melon. The VIPs came too late. I don't mind cycling to get rid of these. But it was a roundabout way, but we did get the ideal turn, the 60 damage poke. Let's see how the opponent can deal with that. We know their hand is really good, right? Because they got rid of 2 basic energy and a chorus from their 3 selects. So their hand has to be nutty. Alright, see a chorus. Got to be some items hitting the lost zone at this point, you would think. Yep. Oh, a boss? More good cards coming into their hand? No shot. Absolutely insane. Yeah, Recycler's got to go. Attach retreat cram hits, perhaps. Yep. Okay. Pretty good draw for us. We do have a water in the prizes, so I will take the proactive one now. That's worked out great. Let's see a couple cards. Definitely liking the looks of this switch. They have got rid of their boss, so I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to just switch Balloon and not worry about a thing. It's a fresh Vikavolt. Looking pretty good here. Because they've attached Paid Retreat, they're miles away from using Rayquaza. Literally miles away. I believe that's their second fighting energy accounted for as well. Yeah, sure is. Lightning to Raikou. So they are setting up the double Raikou attack here, but it's a few turns away. And I can try and cycle towards knocking it out as well. I go hit this turn. They go attach. I go bring it up. Hit. They go attach double KO. I go KO. And then they're just at no attackers for 2 turns. And I should be able to win. So I'm still not in too much trouble here. I am going to thin some more cards, though. Definitely like grabbing Ditto in this spot. Sure, I think this seems good. I want to proactively hit the Raikou next turn. Is it better to proactively hit the Raikou this turn? So it has a 2 retreat cost, so if I proactively hit it, it just has to stay there, right? And then it dies without doing anything good. So, yeah, that's looking very promising. 2 very good shoes for me. Let's hit it. See a chorus. This is looking like a pretty sad situation for the Lost Box. The Raikou having 2 retreat cost is a real pain. They could possibly like attach retreat, hit with Cram, but again it feels like it's a losing race, right? Because I again just knock out the Cram and they're back down to no attachments. And I'm once again on the rebuild at that point. Let's make another Vikavolt. And I'm just going to come in with the fresh one again. Don't see a reason not to. And by retreating the Raikou, they're just miles away. They're even, you know, not close with right-hand attach. I can just cross switch her up. Anything that they right-hand to. I haven't actually seen it right hand all game. Here comes a Sableye though. Alright, there's a right hand. I wonder where they start attaching to now. I suppose it should be Rayquaza rather than Raikou at this point. This doesn't feel that correct, especially if they're going to Lost Mine here, right? Or they just Lost Mine 110 here, possibly. Or not 110, 90 active and damage elsewhere. Doesn't sound that good though. I should probably just take the cards. That's surprising. I guess they're trying to once again get themselves in right-hand range to do things. But if I cross-switch the Raikou with an energy now and hit it again for 60, they're in the same pickle as last time. They can attach, retreat, take 2 prize with Sableye. But then I can KO the Sableye with Zig Pings. And then they will be in trouble, especially if I can judge after that. Right. So I should be using cross switches for this guy here, just to play around the other Raihan. See, Chorus, they're going very low in terms of cards in deck. Haven't seen their training court yet. That's the biggest thing for them. They are going to get the attach retreat in. And it's whether they can recycle a Sableye here to beat us off of a Judge in enough time. They will have a lot of time, though. That's the only issue, because I have to commit... Oh, they're going like this. Okay, that's fine, yeah. Let's go here. We have to go Zig Ping. Zig Ping. I think I am going to try and Rock Crush for my final prize quicker, right? Actually, no, everything's in range apart from exactly this. But I can attach to Zap Cannon as well. So I should net... I should attach here, and I should just judge. There's no doubt we're looking a little vulnerable. Do I want to cycle towards anything else? I don't think I have anything that's particularly useful in the deck. Let's finish off the Sable. The biggest concern is that the Comfey has pivot, right? That's what really concerns me. Ah, there's the training court. See, that's the scariest card for us to see at this point. Oh, do they have the Sableye as well? Raihan for Sableye for the final Lost Mine. Yeah, they got there. Awesome stuff. Possibly I held off the Judge for too long there. I felt like in too much of a commanding spot, but we were still like quite a few attacks behind. That Air Balloon config gave them so much value throughout the entire game. Yeah, pretty good win from them. I think typically you're pretty favoured into the matchup. I don't know if there's anything I did particularly too wrong either. Maybe me not targeting the ballooned Comfey was an issue. I know Corrector's List plays 1 court, 1 vacuum, rather than the 2 court that I'm playing, and a vacuum would have been so big there to A, get rid of court, or B, get rid of the balloon at any point in the game. We'll have one more, even though this is kind of a slow deck. Keep leading out with the Vikavolts, which aren't great. Our hand's not bad, though. We have early search for Water Energy and Ultra Ball to get rid of it. Looks like we're up against a Path Mew. So an early Drapion's pretty good. An early Path would be devastating for this hand, though. Absolutely devastating. Okay, don't get to see how it goes against Mew, I guess. As we get into, hopefully, one more game. Doing real well at leading the Vikavolts, not so much with the Mews. Again, it's a going second hand with some promise. I can draw some cards here. Looks like we're in a mirror of sorts. So strap themselves in for a slog. Yep, they absolutely have to use their items as quickly as possible. No doubt about that. They're going to bank a water in the discard pile. Double water. So lucky. They're going to grab a fish. Alright. Anything else? Sure. Ditto. I think I prefer Air Balloon on Ditto to Air Balloon active. Alright, not bad. I definitely like the Zapdos, right? It puts me more ahead on the Paralyzing Bolt tempo. I think I'm going to Greninja pre-bat here, because I already have the net, and I have a lot of cards that can reduce the hand size. That's worked out great. I'm going to go again before probably using my own fish here for Melony. Wow. Yeah, I'll keep going. Nice. Let's fish for Melony. Definitely going to play this. Don't really want to play the Ultra Ball, to be honest. The hand's just too good. So I'm probably proactively benching the Vikavolt. Actually, I should probably keep this just option open. Let's just bolt. The only issue with benching this Zapdos is that it can be a boss target, but it's a one-of in their deck. And they played Fish practically last turn. They find their own Zapdos all in good time. Seems good. And they're going to bolt. I'm just thinking when is the right time to weave in Raikou and like how aggressive I need to go here. Because if I'm not the first person to Super Zap Cannon, they can just be ahead, and that's obviously a problem for me. But I think just based on the hand, it can't be this turn that I go for it, right? I'm never benching the next Vika because I always have Ditto. There's an argument for me attaching to the Raikou. I think we play like this. It shut off my option to Super Zap, which is worrying. But it threatens his Super Zap quite well. Bit of a cat and mouse. Alright, he's playing Mirror in every sense of the word. It's a pretty easy turn here. So he probably has to break lock this turn, either with Super Zap or with Raikou. Oh, he's playing the Palkia build. Okay. Okay, so he doesn't break lock, which gives me initiative. But the issue is he has Radiant Greninja that can finish this off and put damage elsewhere. But that's currently not an issue on my board. So just bolting seems like the play here. I mean, it was the only play I had, but the complexion of the game's looking different now. Two energies are both really good draws here for me. Will the lock be broken? I see a fleet-footed. See what you can sculpt together. Still no items, obviously, so their push potential is reduced drastically. Oh. Ugh. This doesn't look great for them. I mean, I know they're taking Mons off the board, but I think we should just be in the clear, really. I don't want to speak too soon, but it's looking good for us, right? So we're at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19. So I probably have to take the knockout on the Palkia this turn. Definitely want to use some shoes while I can. Let's get rid of this first. Probably should have done this before the fleet-footed, honestly. The Refund. I like this card as well. No, we don't need that. We definitely like Melony. Definitely gonna burn some of these. Definitely going to conceal. Going to keep all the speed lightnings open for draw. Next turn. Do I want to bench Vikavolt here? I think I should bench the Mew, honestly. Just as an option if I'm going to get judged. But if I get judged, he's not attacking, right? So I'm keeping my hand guaranteed. So let's just chill. Let's just Rondo. We should be chilling here, right? If he does enough to do a knockout with a Raikou, I do enough to do a knockout with a Raikou in response. So we should just be taking a dub. Nonetheless, they're going to fight on valiantly. I see fish. Okay, so we are going to see hand disruption, but it means I'm not getting attacked this turn. I still have boss and 2 cross switches in the deck. And I have Training Court concealed. I have a few different things going on. The Mysterious Tail before the Marnie as well, which is quite weird. Oh wow, okay, so they have Galarian Zapdos V. So this is a way that they can try and have a narrow board to win the game against us. See another scoop up net into the Marnie. It's definitely the best play they can make now that we've seen they play Zapdos. Sometimes we just draw boss though. Unfortunate. But again, we had so much draw here, right? I still had a lot more cards to see. And I drew Forest Sealstone, so... Still a lot of goodness going on. That's the deck, though. You're definitely dictating the tempo of the game most of the time, which is a pretty good feeling in a deck. Because it feels like your opponent really is at the mercy of just what's available to them, and it's normally just subpar turns. Did get a loss against the Lost Box, which was a little unfortunate. I don't really know what I could have done differently in that game either. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the deck down below. Do you think Vikavolt will continue to do well? How are you adapting to Vikavolt in your Lugia decks, your Lost Box decks, your other decks in the format, or is it just making you wanting to play different decks in the format? I will hear it all down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video tomorrow. Cheers.